Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching a map tour of Goldcrest Valley 22. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, how are you guys doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, today we get to go on a map tour of Goldcrest Valley 22 by, and I do apologize, celobuki, if I got that one wrong. This map is 140.18 megabytes to download and is very cross-platform friendly. Ooh, you betcha. Now, this map is based off of the classic FS17 map. So, you guys who've played this before, you may have a little insight on what's going on. Oh man, so like normal guys, we have gone and started this gameplay off on new farmer mode. That way you know what you'd end up with in new farmer mode. This is standard, there's nothing special on it when it comes to different gameplay modes. New or farm manager and start from scratch, you just start off with a standard, nothing, and then the normal dollar amount. So, before we get ourselves too far into things, let's go ahead and take a look at the vehicles that you'd start off with on new farmer mode. Alrighty then, so here we go. Starting off with tractors, you start off with 1, 2 John Deeres and a Massey Ferguson. That's a nice 1, 2, 3 punch you got going on right there. Harvesters, you start off with the Dutzfar top liner, along with a Dutzfar grain header, and to complete the trifecta, the Dutzfar trailer header, or header trailer. Truck wise, you do start off with 1 pickup truck, nice and red. Trailers, you start off with 1 trailer. Cultivators, you start off with the Rab. Seeders, you start off with a Nordstein seeder. Mowers, you start off with a Kuhn mower. Tedders, you start off with a Pottinger tedder. Windrower, matching Pottinger windrower. Matching Pottinger forage wagon. Oh my gosh, how about that? And a Pottinger baler, son of a gun. And you do round it off by having yourself 2 weights to rock and roll with. All in all, not a bad starting setup. But let's go ahead and take a look at the map. All right, and here is the map, and as you can see, we have a lot of regularly shaped fields on here. What I mean by that is they're all nice and square, got nice square edges for the most part. I mean, there are a couple exceptions, but you kind of get the picture with that. There is 1 sell point on here that you have to go by getting on the train or renting a train and then shipping it off. Takes it to Elm Creek, pretty slick. There are a couple animal locations out here on the map, and speaking of animals, starting off in new farmer mode, you do start off in a cow barn, a sheep barn, and a chicken pasture. We'll look a little bit more into that in just a little bit, but other than that, you do have a lot of your standard sell points on here and your standard production facilities, so you kind of have that going for you. Now, taking a look at what you'd start off with on new farmer mode, you start off with 1 field, that's field 27, field 12, 14, and 15. Now, this is the main farm where you're starting at, and these locations right here you have, I think this is sheep, and I think this is cow pasture down over there. We'll have to double check that once we get on here. But as you can see, you do start off with a couple little bits and pieces. Now, taking a look at this, Field 5 is the most expensive field on the map, and it is $428,000. And then the cheapest field on the map is Field 19, coming in at $39,000. Now, this is the cheapest field on the map. This right here is the cheapest plot on the map, coming in at $33,000, so not too shabby. And then as we kind of go ahead around the map, taking a look at a lot of the prices out here, they do range. For the most part, it's relatively cheap until you get into the much larger fields, and that's where it kind of tapers off. There are a couple of forestry areas on here that you can go ahead and play with as well. So you do have those options for moving forward. Now, with that all being said, let's hop down on the ground and go for a little tour. All right, everyone. One thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put the map up on the corner of the screen. That way you can follow along with me as we get ourselves going. Now, starting here on the main farm, we'll just kind of take a quick little walk around. As you can see, there are a bunch of buildings up here. When you start on new farmer mode, that's the only time you get all these buildings, except for the red barn. The red barn there is all the time. And with that being said, when you do come take a look at a lot of this stuff, you can sell all of this stuff that's on here when you go into our construction menu right here. And we do actually have a couple little things that you can go ahead and get that are custom to this map. Taking a look at your sheds, you come all the way to the end here. You do have this small garage right here. Not too shabby. That's it for those type of buildings. Now coming over to the animals, there we go. Animals, we do have a couple other different things. You have this cow barn right here, which is the same as this large cow barn, except this one over here has been modded to be able to hold 150 cows. Not too shabby. You have the same thing with sheep, where you have the exact same thing, the large sheep pen, 65 sheep in the standard one. The modded one that comes with the map is 150. And then chickens. This little chicken pasture over here holds 150 when the normal one only holds 30. Other than that, that's all there is for the buildings. And like I said, you can go ahead and demo all of this stuff in here, except for the barn. That's there all the time. Now let's hop on out of here, and as you can see, it does have a nice little setup. This is that small garage that you can go ahead and put in. Not too shabby. Got your repair station right over there. Bunch of these sheds all over the place. Not too bad. They're actually a very nice height. You can actually fit all your stuff into those. I really do like those. That is a nice little touch that's been added on here. And as you can see, as we kind of travel up this way, there is the barn that's up here. So you kind of have a nice little area to kind of drive in. Unfortunately, you know, we all know this barn. We've seen it a couple times in other maps, and there's not a lot of room to do much of anything in here. Maybe park some stuff off to the side. Storage mainly with like pallets or something like that. That's really all you have for that. So let's hop on down over here, if I can find the truck. And we're going to go on a little tour of the map. Now, I'm going to let you guys know right now, one of the things that I like to do is I like to drive off-road, right across the fields. Not always necessarily right where everybody's at. You know, I don't like going on the roads all the time. Driving on the roads is nice, but we're farming. We're not. This isn't ATS or European Truck Simulator. This is Farming Simulator. We're farming. We want to know what the land actually looks like. Not too shabby on this main farm. Some slight elevation changes, not drastic though, and I think that's very, very key. That it's not overwhelmingly drastic on where, you know, it's gonna cause a lot of problems when you're trying to farm. So I wanted to head over this way because this is where one of the plots that you start off with, and this is the sheep pen. Yeah, this is the sheep pen up here. So let's come up over here and take a look at this. And as you are driving up this way, you can see that there are some nice elevation changes. Now, where does that come in handy? That comes in handy when you're trying to figure out what horsepower requirements you're going to actually need. If you have an implement that requires 100 horses, you may need to upsize it just a hair if you're going up that hill to do the things that you have to do. So like I said, we're up here at the sheep pen. This plot up here is the cheapest plot on the map. So when all of this is said and done, you can actually make a pretty decent go at stuff up over here. It's not too shabby at all. And as you can see, there is a little bit of storage up here as well. Now, there is a larger lake here on the map. It's not too bad. Let's go ahead and pop this up here for just a second. We're going to kind of keep on going south into town and then take a look at some of those southern fields that are down there, just to kind of give you guys a heads up as to where you're going. So let's kind of head ourselves down over this way just to kind of see what the roads do look like in town. So it's not looking like it's too terribly bad, not looking like it's too terribly shabby. Driving around through here, it does have one main road that's kind of right in the middle of the way. And as at this point right here, let's hop on out and let's reset it. Yep, there we go. Reset the vehicle. Yes. Okay, and it does take us up over to the shop, which is directly down the road from where we're at. And this is exactly where you go ahead and your vehicles that you purchase will spawn as well. So with that being said, trying to get yourself out of here and back to your farm doesn't look like it's going to be all that difficult. It does look like you have more than enough room to kind of maneuver yourself around here. Roads are definitely wide enough. I'm not seeing any traffic right here. Oh, there's one car right there. But even with that being said, there's more than enough room to get through here. Now I'm risking it by driving out here like this. But as you can see, you got all the space, a lot of lanes to be able to get yourself around. I don't think you're going to have to worry about getting yourself out of town. The only thing you are going to have to worry about is just the oncoming traffic, and that's about it. But let's face it, on FS22, so far we've kind of gotten used to the insanity that the traffic is speeding at. All right, so let's come on down over here. This is the last location that you do start off with, and it is the cow pasture down over here. So you do have that nice hay loft right here. You have a bunker silo, and then all of your baling necessities, however you want to go about doing it, along with this grass field that's down here. That's is all part of what you have coming towards you. So let's continue on down over this way, and what I'd like to do really quick is check out this little forestry area right up here. So as you can see, it's already, I mean, oh my gosh, I mean, it's rough. It's rough. This road is not made for vehicles that know what the heck they're doing. So what does that mean for you? If you're going to be coming up here to do your forestry, especially up in this area because it took a little bit to get up here, you may want to look at getting something that has a little bit more off-road capabilities to it. Semis might be able to get up there. Terraforming might be a decent option, smoothing that all out as you're going down there. Yes, it would cost a little bit of money, but you have the option of getting up here to where the trees actually are. Now, looking at the trees, it's actually fairly spread out. It's not a very dense area that's right up here, but it is a nice area. Now, myself personally, I see that area right up here that we were just looked at after smoothing this out. I see that area up there as someplace that would work out pretty darn slick. It looks relatively flat up there. You could possibly, if you really want to, cut those trees down up there and start your own little farm up there. I think that'd be super, super slick. So here we are on the southern section of the map over here, and as you can see, the fields over here, they're relatively big, but mainly the point is they are flat. So you have that going for you when you want to get yourself rocking and rolling. Now here is one of the pinch points that are on the map. You got this bridge getting across here, but the bridge that we took to come over to get over here isn't that bad. So it really just is going to depend on how you want to get from point A to point B. Keep that in mind. You're going to have to watch out for that location. You may have to plan your route accordingly. So now as we start heading our way back up north on the map, let's go ahead and buzz out this way real quick. Back up the road right there is the main farm, so we've been there already. We don't need to go back there again. Let's check out some of the monster fields that are on this map. All right, cutting across. Perfect. So now as we get up here on even this larger map, or this larger field that's right here, you can see that it's got some nice little undulations in there. It's not too shabby. It's definitely not undoable. It very well is doable. You may want to look at upsizing your equipment just a little bit, but honestly, I don't think it's too bad. All right, so we head back up here into this forestry area that we got up here. and the road is much more forgiving, absolutely 100% more forgiving than that last location we were at. But again, the same story that we just looked at the other location. Trees. It does have trees. It's not incredibly dense. This is definitely going to be forest management type area if you are going to be over here doing stuff. Start cutting down your trees, and you're probably going to want to start planting them right away because, like I said, it's not super dense up there. It's relatively spread out, so you're going to go through those trees relatively quick. Repopulating your population there is probably your best bet. Ooh, okay, I'm going. My bad. Oh, man. So as you guys had just seen, we did cover and go across one of the fields that was over there. I should say one of the bridges over there. Another pinch point you want to keep your eyes on. And as we come up here to the largest field that we have on the map, there is a definite rise on this field. Plowing, you probably are going to have to upsize your horsepower, upsize all that stuff, just because of the elevation changes. Same thing with harvesting. You're definitely going to want to look at something with a little bit more beef to it. And let's continue on up this way. And again, it is another one of those forestry scenarios where the tree spacing out just isn't super dense. But this is not a forestry map, so you wouldn't necessarily expect the trees to be super close together and super dense. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull off to the side right here, hop on out, and I think we're going to go ahead, get our Mary Poppins hats on, and fly up to the sky to take a look and see what this map looks like from up above. All right, everyone, now that we're set, let's go ahead and fly up into the sky and take a look at this Goldcrest Valley from up above. Not too shabby. Like I said, a lot of regularly shaped fields that are up here. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because a lot of these fields, like that one right there or this one right here, you do end up having the ability to buy the land right there, and you can expand this out a little bit. It's not do or die time. That is for darn sure. It is definitely not do or die time. So if you feel like these fields just are too small or too regular, by all means, go ahead, expand them out, make them a little bit more of what you can call your own, and do with it how you want to. Do with it what you will. It truly is a nice looking map with a bunch of different options. It really does give that valley feel that you would expect out of the name Goldcrest Valley. Now, myself personally, I never played this one on 17, and I believe it was on 19 as well. But I tell you what, just taking a look at this, it truly is a very beautiful map. I really feel like this would be one that I could really sink my teeth into. But don't take my word for it. Go ahead, download it for yourself, and let me know what you think of it. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this map. Or comment and let me know what you would like to do, where you would like to start. If you would like to start up doing some forestry, knock that stuff down, build your own little farm, or maybe you want to start off doing something over here. Maybe at the main farm. I'm not too sure. Let me know. Comment down below. I tell you what, guys, this is a great map. An absolutely great map. But if you're liking what you're seeing, liking what you're hearing, go ahead and smash that like button. Hit that subscription. It would really help me out a ton. Go ahead and turn that notification bell on and have it set to all. That way you know when this and other great videos are coming out by myself. Oh, I tell you what, hats off. Hats off. Great map. And until I get to jump back on here, or maybe we see each other again, thanks for stopping by.